today's topic? What are we talking about?
We're
today,
talking
Stormy?
about
Services
paying for services
with metals.
with metals, silver and gold. That's our topic. All right, so this has been a topic that has come up with just viewers and whatnot. And in a recent podcast episode that you and I recorded, you were mentioning something like this where
Sure.
people went into either like a company to get new windows, or what was the other one? I forget. You said
Sign company.
siding.
Sign.
Oh, sign. But there are, all these different businesses, plumbers, painters, just all these different landscape. Have you ever offered any of those services to pay them in silver or gold?
You know what? I bought my house. I put 25 ounces of gold down as a down payment.
How?
I handed them 25 ounces of gold.
The bank?
No, the owner of the house.
Oh, I was like, how does that even happen?
Yeah. Yep.
How did that
So-
get recorded?
It
Just a
doesn't.
receipt? Like,
It's a sales transaction.
like, is this all part of like? It's all. There's documentation that you handed that you handed over 25 ounces of.
I guess you declare whatever value. So it's the same thing here. Like let's say any of these guys, this guy that had a customer there that wanted to order windows and wanted to put a deposit in gold. Let's say gold's $2,500 an ounce. You have to, when you're bartering that stuff, you want it exactly at spot, pretty much, but this guy wants to make money on it too. Maybe he only accepts it as $2,400 an ounce.
Right.
And he makes $100 an ounce on every bar.
Right.
You have to, when you use it as a means of exchange, you
have to
kind of got to
factor
see,
in- And it depends on the business
I
owner.
don't know if anybody would do it at 100% of melt value,
Right.
because let's say the guy with the windows, let's say he sits on that for 2-3 months before he cashes that gold out. Maybe gold drops $100 an ounce, $200 an ounce, and he loses a couple $100 on a deposit.
Why is it beneficial for somebody to do this? To just say,
But it's also, well, listen, you never know. Maybe the guy only has a certain amount of capital and he has, 5-10 ounces of gold laying around.
but why wouldn't they just go
You can sell it.
liquidate it and then
Yeah,
pay?
you can do
Or is
that,
it just
you
easier
know
for
how
them?
People are, man.
Hey, would you take gold? Would you take silver?
You know how
Do you
people
think
are.
that sends off? Because some of these businesses too, like, you never know. Like, I've heard of recently a YouTube content creator in the precious metals niche posted a video talking about a stacker whose house was broken into, and the people that broke in knew exactly where the safe was, cracked it open, took the stuff out, and left. But then I guess that they were there for flooring previously, and they knew that there was like a big safe there, and so they essentially were able to stake out the house, and then they went and they ended up breaking in. And so the point is, like, if you said to a contractor, like, oh, would you take gold?
I got all these gold bars in my house. Would you take it as payment?
Do you see what I'm saying?
Sure.
So that could be,
That's a big issue.
do you know what I mean? That could be like, put the seed, like, oh, they've got, you never know.
Yeah, sure.
And I think for the most part, you're dealing with business owners, you're expecting that they're on the up and up, but you never know about their employees.
But back to this, accepting it as payment. It's all right to accept it payment if you're cashing it out right away.
Right.
You take the risk of holding it.
Right.
It fluctuates. It's just like Bitcoin. I used to accept payment for cryptos on my website, and like I would just let it sit in the crypto, and the price would just go like this. Some days it would be up more than what I got. Some days it would be down.
What made
It was
you
like,
decide to not do that anymore?
You know what? I
The
stopped credit
risk?
card payments too. Yeah, I don't know. It was just the cryptos were too volatile. But credit card payments, I've been getting just a lot of weird transactions. A lot of people like they want it shipped different than their billing address. The name doesn't match on the card. Or, you know what I mean? It's just like I'm just tired of dealing with it.
Thing is, I don't think my site allows for Zelle payments.
But I'm having the worst problem than ever right now. All these people buying on my website choosing Zelle as a payment option. They email me right afterwards and they say, listen, I chose Zelle as payment on the website. I don't have Zelle. You know, and I don't want to be rude because the last thing I want is one of these guys leaving me a bad Google review. But why the fuck would you choose Zelle if you don't have Zelle? You know, like
I've had a couple instances where for a time I was offering free shipping and handling for veterans over a certain amount, like $300, free shipping and handling. However, before they make the purchase, they have to send me some sort of verification, whether it's
They're
a
in the
military
service.
ID or
That's what I was just gonna ask. You made them
DD-12
prove it.
form or something. Yeah, I made them prove it. I don't do anything with their information. I just see it, okay, and then I have a spreadsheet. I just say so and so, check, like they're good to go. But I've had people that just go, and I even said, and it was big, like do not choose this option unless if you're not. People would just choose it because it's
I
like
survived the meme wars.
yeah, right. They're like, oh, this is free. It's free shipping, and so I cancel it. I cancel the order, and I want to tell them like F off, but it's like, can't you read? Is essentially what I want to say to them. I think it burned out for now. The red light has gone out. We've been recording like animals. I've never offered silver or gold as a means of payment. I've always just paid either credit card or cash, depending on what.
You know, like I said, it wouldn't matter to me. I've only done that one transaction, but where I purchased real estate with it. I put
Yeah.
a down payment on it, but I haven't. But I would. I'd accept it and give it out. It wouldn't.
Well,
matter
yeah,
to me,
because
you
you
know?
it's just an extra step for you.
Yeah.
You quickly lock it in and just ship it out.
You know, from what everybody thinks in the metals community, we're going to be on that soon.
Yeah, well, that's
Bartering it and trade it in.
Do you
So,
think that's? Do you think that's?
you know what?
true?
No, just because if we were
I'm
ever in that,
fixated on this now. I can't.
yeah,
Like,
this thing's really bothering them here. But it depends on the situation. You know, when things are that bad and we have to barter for precious metals, shit's gonna be bad.
Yeah, well,
You
that's
know
a
what I mean?
different-
This is just like a hypothetical. If you could,
pay for
flip
your.
flop with metals and stuff. But man, what they talk about, where like the pre-64 dimes and like all this other shit, like that's pretty crazy scenario. You know, you hope not.
A lot of the stacking community believes in that happening. And look, can it happen? I guess. I don't see it. Not in our lifetime.
I hope not.
I mean, there's too many.
But it's definitely a possibility. You could definitely
Of
make
course.
it work. That's for sure.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, what the hell are you going to do with metals in that time?" Like, it'll be the exchange currency.
the people,
exchange,
well, the people
you know?
like you can't eat your
Yeah,
silver
yeah.
dimes.
Yeah. No, but you could trade it for bread and whatever
Well, they'll
else.
say, my lead will take your silver and dimes, like your
There's
silver,
always-
gold, and
everybody's
gold.
got an answer,
Yeah,
you know?
they do. A bunch of know-it-alls. Out of the businesses that you've worked with, like plumbers or electricians or whatever, like how many of like those types of business owners have you met over the years that are into stacking? I'm just kind of curious,
You know
like.
what? I've met quite a few.
Like HVAC guys, like I'm talking about like the
Yeah,
blue collar workers,
Yeah,
like
I've met a few. Don't get me wrong. They're not
Do you-
like I don't get
Yeah,
them
this is
coming
another
in
topic.
buying tens of thousands of dollars, but I definitely have a couple customers that pull up in these work trucks, that are plumbing trucks and heating and air conditioning trucks.
oh
come
the
in
demo guys.
Yeah, they
How about
come
the demo
in and-
guys. They always. How about the guys that are always like, I found this in a wall.
These guys I'm talking about, they buy. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what? I get companies that do sewer lines and stuff like that, and they bring in this gold that they find in the sewer pipes. That's like, you wouldn't even think it's gold. It's just like black muck. It smells, but it's caught in the sewer lines.
Who's flushing gold down?
You know what? It's funny. I thought the same thing, and it happened to my daughter once. And man, what a scary thing. She was taking a bath. She was like 5 years old, and she was putting her head back.
Oh, like a necklace.
And she had a necklace on, and it caught on the rim of the thing. And luckily, it was like this high, the water. She could breathe, but she was like screaming. We couldn't get it out. When my father pulled her up, the chain broke and went right down the thing. So I'm sure if it happened to me, I'm sure it happens.
You want to hear a crazy thing?
Did you lose your Rolex down the
No,
toilet or something?
no. And but yeah, I haven't. I didn't. I
You're not
haven't
wearing
been,
it today.
I haven't been wearing. My son asked me the other day, when are you going to wear your Rolex again? I've been wearing this because I've been like wanted to monitor like my heart
sure.
rate and everything because of the running and stuff. But when we first moved into our house, we had the bathtub upstairs was like slow draining, and we called the plumbers. They came, they were snaking the line, and and this is like they were pulling, and this is like we were there for like a couple months, like we just moved in. They're like pulling, all of a sudden like you see hair coming out, right? Freaking nasty. But they're like, no, there's something else here. I'm like, what the hell's in here? And they're like pulling. There's two guys. They're pulling. Freaking cloth dish towels, like cloth, not like wipes and something. Freaking cloth rags coming out of the pipes. Bizarre, freaking weird. But anyhow, that's.
Yeah, I guess you never know what goes down there.
No, it's fucking.
And you hear
weird.
stories all the time. People women washing their hands, their engagement ring slides off. You know, goes
That's
down
true.
the
That
drain.
makes sense.
You know,
yeah, but you're
definitely
talking. You're saying all this gold bars and.
It depends. You know, sometimes they're cleaning a trap where like there's multiple lines that go into it. You know what I mean? It's
Interesting.
possible. I've definitely seen it before. But where
Well,
are we?
do you think that it's in the best interest for some of these businesses or people to use this as a means of,
You know,
or
I
it
said,
doesn't really
like
matter?
you just said before, it's just an extra step. So let's say this guy took a deposit
Right, in gold.
in
or
gold. Let's
something.
say 2 ounces, $2,500. He accepts it for $5,000. You know, the deposit. He could sit on it and take the risk of the market it going up or down, or he could come to a place like me and cash it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It depends on. Depends
I wonder
on
what
you
the
wanna do, just
likelihood
like anything
is.
else.
I wonder what the likelihood is of both parties being equal-minded in stacking. Where like, hey, would you take silver? Heck yes, I'll take silver.
Yeah, like I said, it depends on the individual. If I owned the plumbing business or that kind of shit, and I was doing side work, I'd take gold and silver all day long on
just
as
to
payment.
keep it off the grid.
Yeah, why not?
All right, well, guys, you got to check out Andrew's website.
Yeah, man.
What is it?
BayshoreBullionExchange.com.
You got to check out my auctions Tuesday nights, 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, and my website, EmpirePreciousMetals.com.
Damn.
Guys, let us know in the comments too below. Have you ever exchanged silver and gold as a
yeah,
means
we'd
of
love to hear
payment?
that.
Absolutely, because who knows, maybe your questions or comments will be featured on an upcoming video. Until then, guys, we'll see you next week.
Have a good weekend.